welcome back to another episode of Three Crones and the Woo Woo. I am one of your hosts, Gail Nicholson, resilience coach, miracle maker, all around happy girl. And to my side, we have Damaris Samolinsky, intuitive healer, numerologist, medical astrologist, great little niche. And also supporting us from below is Krista Ducharme, intuitive healer, Reiki healer over there at Dimensional Healing with Krista. Thanks for joining me again, ladies. How you both doing?
Great.
Awesome.
Yay.
I feel like a Lego movie.
Oh, and Tracy Paquin is here with us in the audience. Thanks so much for for being patient with us. We're a little bit late today. Just trying to get things hooked up. Oh my gosh. Even my OneDrive was messing with me today to transfer the video clip files. So it's been a heck of a week. How about for you guys? Krista, how's things there over in the Netherlands or whatever country you happen to have been in today?
I am in the Netherlands. I woke up in the Netherlands and I'm ending in the Netherlands. I just had to go into Belgium to do an airport pickup. But in terms of my week, I can say that it has been crazy. And I am so happy that the crystal of the week is rose quartz because and you'll see, I didn't take a photo yet. And sorry, guys. So the flooding here to get real. Okay. I know that a lot of you are seeing flooding in Belgium, Germany, and the Netherlands. We are, and it's all happening where I'm at. All right. So if you looked at a map to give you guys, small geography lesson, look at a map and you'll see where Belgium, Germany, and the Netherlands all unite and the Rhine River. Mm-hmm. That is where a lot of this is happening. And of course, anybody who's lived in flood water areas knows that the real action doesn't happen when the rain is occurring. It happens after the rain. And so I can say that for us, we've been now, we're done in terms of all the cresting and, the emergency of it. So now it's at the cleanup end of the emergency of everything. But the stories are real and the stories are hitting home for us with, what it is that my husband does and where he's stationed. It's really hitting home. We've had towns literally wiped off the map.
Wow.
Literally wiped off the map.
Oh my God.
And so it's funny, and I have to look at the comical aspect of it now. Not that it's funny that towns are being wiped off the map. It's just that. So have you ever been in that situation where it's like, you have this list of things that has to get done?
Yeah.
And then whether it's weather, whether it's rain, snow, hail, sleet, tornadoes, whatever it may be, kind of throws a monkey wrench into everything. And you feel like for days you're playing catch up as well as cleanup.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
That's kind of where we've been at. So yesterday I'm trying to get stuff done. And we can't get stuff done because there's a backlog of stuff that needs to be handled from last week because of the flooding rain. And it's like, really?
I just have to say something. Ada wants to log on to watch, but she can't. I don't know why.
It's a free group. Why can't she? She is not invited to the StreamYard stream. For all of you out there that are wondering, go into the Three Crones and the Woo Woo group, which is a free public group.
I'm going to tell
and look through, with the timeline there, and we should be live in there. Okay, I'm on. But yeah, there's nothing to log into, so yeah,
nothing. Yeah.
Okay,
excellent.
Yay!
Excellent.
Welcome.
But that's part of that energy. It's just like you have to. Yeah, and I've had it today too with a couple of things. I was telling you about my son who called me at 3 o'clock in the morning from Japan.
Yeah,
lovely, wonderful I always love hearing from my children. I prefer not hearing from them at 3 a.m.
I get that call, I'm gonna be like nervous. Oh my God,
Well,
who's
that
calling
was
me at
it.
3 a.m.?
I answer, oh my God, what's wrong?
Yeah.
It's not like, hey, honey, how are you? No, it's like, oh my God, what's wrong?
What's going on?
What's happening? Yeah, no, he just, as an FYI, they were doing pepper spray training, and he just wanted to share the excitement of it all.
That's awesome. You know, and if you didn't have that, you would miss it. You know,
I would,
right? Like you want to know that your kid is, you know, it's like nothing for them to pick up the phone at 3 o'clock in the morning to share a moment with you.
It is, and you know what, and that's why I don't get over. You know, I don't make a huge deal of it because it is important for those moments. However, when you know you have to drive an hour and a half to an airport one way and then an hour and a half back, you really would appreciate that extra space.
I'm surprised that they even have flights with all that's going on over there.
Yeah, they do. It's well, you know,
there's flood zones. I mean, your airport might be actually built in such a way to make sure that doesn't happen there. I don't know what they're like over there.
And Brussels, so where the flood zoning is, it was really like at sea level or below sea level. And so like where we were here in the Netherlands, it was all dam related. And yes, they really do have dams here. And I have posted photos of us driving in a dam where the walls, and people are like, oh no, those are sound barrier walls. Oh no, honey. Those are real. Those are dam walls because I can see ships moving.
Those are dam walls. But I mean, maybe it's just because of the stories that I heard growing up. Of course, the Netherlands has dams. Of course, you know, that area has, because it's the little Dutch boy that stuck his finger in the dike. Right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I mean, where we personally are is the hilliest part of the Netherlands.
Okay.
Because we're in between, we're really in this beautiful area of Germany and Belgium, which is kind of hilly. Not mountainous. Please do not confuse mountains with hilly. Because no, we aren't talking Rockies and we aren't talking Appalachian Mountains. We're talking more like, you know, the hills in Fitchburg of Massachusetts. I'm going to get really
probably much like, really, you know, like even the Green Mountains, because they're so old and eroded down.
Yeah.
You know,
and they're very just
more like hilly. Yeah,
they're humpbacky, you know, so they're very hilly. And so, that's where we are. But they still have dams. And then like the Rhine River, there are towns, and that's in Germany. And there are towns that are built right on that river, which we saw a few weeks ago, Kevin and I, and it is a gorgeous river. However, you can see from the description that if those, you know, if the floodwaters come, how it could easily wipe. Huh? Yeah.
I mean, I've seen some horrible pictures of what's going on over there. Oh my gosh.
So you've seen more. So you've seen more than what I've seen. Yeah, really, if I'm being honest. Well, I just hear the stories of who it's happening to from, you know, real world, you know, real first person perspective, and I'm just like, you know, I don't really need to go beyond that.
You know, it makes me wonder though if these things are happening more often. Right, the flooding and the earthquakes and the tropical storms and all that, or if we just, I mean, we've only had the technology to know about them, learn about them, communicate about them for less than 200 years. So I wonder if it's really happening more often, or if it's just we've got somebody closer to an area that got wiped off the map that's got Twitter. That we've never had a report of that kind of stuff before.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, valid. Yeah. I think it's a mix of both. Yeah. What do you think, Damaris? Yeah, I think it's a mix of both.
You're right, Gail.
Well, even, you know, and by the law of the laws of the universe. The more we focus on it, the more it increases. So the more we know about it, the more aware we are of it, the more we're going to be looking for it.
Exactly. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, true story. Yeah. So how are you guys doing? I'm sure you're not having as much excitement as we are.
Goodness sakes.
I don't have that much excitement. I've been busy, but just with my own stuff, but not that much excitement. How about you, Gail?
It's been a very exciting and also very crazy week as well. I'm up here in Michigan. This is, I think, week 2, going into week 3.
Week 2. Yeah.
And it's been wonderful. My daughter hosted a huge event for her husband and her brother-in-law, whose birthdays are in July, and we were kind of hoping that my other daughter's husband and his brother were able to come up because their birthdays are also in July, but they weren't able to do so. So it was just like this extravaganza party to celebrate July birthdays. But it was phenomenal, and it was strange little guilty pleasures. I got to play euchre for an hour.
Euchre?
Euchre.
Okay.
It's a very Michigan game. It's kind of like Pinochle with a smaller deck.
Okay, yeah,
kind of like spades, and that you take tricks and suits or whatever. But out in Michigan, it's like everybody plays euchre. Outside of Michigan, if you play euchre, you're either probably from Michigan or have been in prison. Okay. So, I mean, when I get a chance to play euchre, remember the good old days back in Correctional Facility 21. Just kidding. So that was really, really nice. But it was raining the whole week. I mean, since I arrived like Sunday night Sunday, till Saturday morning, when it wasn't raining and we set up the yard. I mean, it was raining the whole week. So yeah, even though this is Michigan and, ostensibly it's used to the humidity in water, every once in a while, like we're near the Clinton River and we got a notice saying, you know what, tonight, just after midnight, it's going to crest above flood level. It'll be back down before morning, but there's going to be flooding in some areas overnight, right?
Yeah.
So get this. I have a friend who is in construction and they're actually they're building a watershed for a nearby area, not too far away. So the first stage was already done, which is kind of like an inlet, and there's corks on the inlet while they're building the actual watershed. Okay. Well, that cresting of the Clinton River busted those corks.
Oh my.
3 million gallons of untreated water inside of 2 hours into this hole in the ground that they're building. So now they've got to pump it out and sanitize it because it's sewage. Okay. Yeah. For them to even be allowed to go back in there and finish the job, which, like you were just talking about, those things that they put you off and you've got the cleanup and you've got to catch up and all of that stuff. Yeah, that's what they're dealing with now.
Yep.
So yeah, just absolutely crazy. But it's been a really great week. I got to watch my grandson's first t-ball practice, and tonight is his first game.
Yay!
I'm so excited about that part. And we've been having a lot of fun this week. We've been working through some family stuff and figuring things out. And I'll be honest with you. My life is just in the freaking clothes dryer right now with those little balls that keep the wrinkles out and just hitting me from every direction and tumbling. And I am in transformation, but damn it, when I get out of here, I'll be fluffy. Damn it.
That's a good thing.
I will be fluffy. I will not have no static. I will be fresh and people will be at me. Okay. It's not freaking easy. It's really uncomfortable. And then yesterday I see Chiron or Chiron, or however you pronounce that. Please correct me.
I say Chiron.
You?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've heard both ways. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's the English language, the language that follows other languages down the alley, beats the crap out of them. It takes their sounds away.
like that.
Those are healing planets. Those are healing
it's the wounded
asteroids.
healer, right? It's the
Yeah, it is
moon of
the
Saturn.
wounded
It's the
healer.
wounded healer. Oh my God, did I feel that Buster come in the door?
Mhm.
5 planets in retrograde, including that one. And yeah, that one is going, oh, let's look at this one and pull this scab. And oh, you think you're doing better here? You know, it's been
I love
a week. It
It's,
has been a week.
it's it's like when you're birthing, right? You're going through that birth, that when the baby is going through the canal, is that painful contractions, right?
Yeah.
And the baby also feels, the pain, I guess, the uncomfortableness. So you're rebirthing.
It's the squeeze. The baby
like
feels the squeeze.
So, that I'm going to have a baby and not, like an alligator at the end of it.
So here's one of those aspects, and I know that I have a girlfriend who's a midwife, and we happen to have this conversation. But going through the birth canal for a baby, we'll get a little graphic. So anybody who likes,
we be Cronin.
Overall,
we be Cronin.
There we go. As you're going through there, and so as you're experiencing that in real life as a grown-up, if that's what you're feeling, think about it this way: as the baby is going through the canal, through each push, through each contraction, that is our body helping the baby, whatever that baby,
alligator or not,
speak right now, right? is pushing all that unnecessary fluid and crap and gunk out so you can breathe. Is that a good way of explaining it?
Yeah. Yeah, except for that whole placenta dump at the end, of course.
But the baby's done and dusted by that point. And the baby's out. That's the done and dusted part. And then it's, the second people, that's the aspect that they never say to women. Oh, yes, you're going to give birth to the baby. And then, like 20 minutes later, it's the placenta. You never have that. That they miss that during Lamaze class.
Yeah. So, but no, it's been good. I'm utterly grateful for every good thing in my life. And, eventually I will survive all of this horrible uncomfortableness and, confusion, bumping up against, I think I know who I am. No. And other people's opinions about who I am based on who I've been, right? And me going, but no, I've made ground that you don't know about, and you don't know everything. You're operating off of assumptions based on past experience. Fair enough. But and it's difficult, because I'm croning. I'm at that point in my life where it's like, guess what? I get to take my life back. I get to choose what I want.
Yeah.
And that can be really scary too for people around me.
Perception is, equals projection. So whatever they're perceiving is, a projection of what they've seen before.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's just how humanity works. It's just the way that it is. And it's been very, very interesting noticing how objective that I've become in a lot of areas where it's like this label that generalized society says that's a bad thing or it's a bad way to be. I'm like, it works for that outcome. Doesn't work for this outcome. It's like that old joke about the farmer that, he's plowing the fields and his son falls off the horse and breaks his leg. Yeah. And the neighbors are like, oh, bad luck. And he's like, we'll see. And then the army comes by and is conscripting all men in his son's age, but they can't take him because the leg's broken.
Like
the neighbors come by and say, oh, that was such good luck. And father's like, we'll see. It all depends on what you're up to.
Yeah. What's good or bad, right?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Who knows? I'm just trying to do the next right thing. And I'm not perfect at that by a long shot.
No.
Yeah.
None of us are.
Shot, right?
Yeah.
So let's get down and dirty about this week's stuff. Alrighty?
Yes. I'm ready.
Miss Damaris, are we ready? Let me
Yes.
find your thing here. There we go. July 18th to 24th.
Yeah. What was that?
I said July 18th to 24th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we have a full moon coming up in Aquarius. So the full moon, whatever, you guys, whoever works with the full moon energy, it's a great time to work with that energy. So it's coming up soon. We also have the sun going into Leo on the 22nd, I believe. The sun is moving from Cancer into Leo. We have Venus going into Virgo. It was conjunct. Remember, we were talking about it last time. It was conjunct Mars before, but now Venus is moving into Virgo. And I wanted to talk a little bit about because Venus is obviously, it's the love, the goddess of love, right? And it's going into Virgo, which is ruled by Mercury. So when you think about that, when you think about Mercury is, the planet of thought and intellect. Mercury in a higher level is considered wisdom. So when we learn our lessons, when we integrate them, when we understand them, and then we become, we evolve from those lessons, we grow from those lessons, we become wise, just like the Crones, right? So Venus in Virgo, which is really in Mercury also, really. It's love and wisdom. Nice. So wow, love and wisdom, it takes on a deeper level, It's almost like I always look at the crystals, Krista. When I look at let's say green aventurine and pink quartz and rose quartz, I feel like the green aventurine is more for the healing purposes, and then the rose quartz is on a higher level of love. It's almost like the same kind of energy. Mm-hmm. Where, love and wisdom, you kind of take another level to love. You kind of have, you have your morals and your ethics are more in a better alignment, right? Because some people take love and they just throw the word around like it's, rice at a wedding. And really, when we really focus on that heart center and send out love, it's a universal kind of deep love, right? So I like that energy. It's going to be there until August 28th, Venus in Virgo. So it's the opportunity to really love, to really take on that Mercury energy and become wise, have that wisdom to express love and send love out into humanity. There's so much going on, just sending out love, just sending out that vibration will help the planet. And we really need to do that. Just like we said the last time when we talked about prayer. And even if one person prays, that will, make a world of difference. Right. So sending out love into every parts of the world where it's needed, I think is going to be of great help for everybody, for everybody that's going through something, and we're all going through something.
Yeah.
I also have the Jupiter in Aquarius, which Jupiter in Aquarius has a really nice energy too, I'm going to say, because Jupiter wants to break free of limitations in Aquarius. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, and Uranus is the planet of freedom, which talks about also the number today, which is number 5, which has that same energy as Uranus, or Uranus, however you want to pronounce it, right? 5 and Uranus for me have the same kind of energy. It's all about change. It's all about freedom. And so Aquarius going into Uranus, Aquarius and Uranus have the energy of Jupiter. Jupiter and Uranus has the energy of breaking free of limitations. I'm sorry. I was like, wait a minute, everything.
It's okay. I'll follow you, whatever you
Jupiter
say.
and Uranus has the energy of breaking free of limitations, right? And whatever limitations they are, whether it's, personally or collectively, whatever limitations, have held us down. So that energy is helping us breaking free of our own limits. When we limit ourselves, or when we have an old belief system that doesn't work or doesn't serve us anymore, it doesn't allow us to move forward. It doesn't allow us to evolve and get to where we want to be or where we need to be or what our purpose is, So we need to break free of I can't do this, or this is too hard, or it's too difficult. All these stories that we say to ourselves about how we can't do something, or how we can't move forward with something, or how we're afraid, or sometimes codependent. We need to break free of codependency. We need to really step up to that plate and say, I can do this. Yes, I can, and do it. That's that energy that's there.
Well, then this is definitely the week
that's
gonna. I said, then this is definitely. I'm exactly where I need to be.
You are breaking free of whatever limitations that you have carried through perhaps your childhood. We grew up in our society. When we grew up, it was like children should be seen, not heard, and we were very limited. So we're breaking free of all of those constraints and all of those self-imposed prisons that we have lived in, and really stepping out into the world and being who we are, and becoming who we're meant to be the whole time. And so this is the time to do it. All of these energies, all of these planets are in alignment for us to do that. I also wanted to talk about a little bit, and I want to give each planet like a persona, so to speak, so you guys could understand it a little bit more. So when I look at Virgo, right, because Venus is going into Virgo, Venus is the goddess of love, right? Virgo, you can look at Virgo in two, when you look at it in two personas. You can look at it as the virgin, or you can look at it as the prostitute. You can look at it as, it's an archetype.
I've never considered Virgo as a prostitute.
Yeah,
never.
So how are you vibrating? It's an archetype. So how are you vibrating to that energy of the virgin or the prostitute? It's an opposite, right? They're both opposites. One could be considered Mother Mary. One can be considered Mary Magdalene, right? So it's you gotta look at the opposites of each. Mary Magdalene was considered a prostitute. She wasn't, but that's what they labeled her as, right? So I believe that Virgo, the incarnation of Virgo, which is the Virgin Mary, the incarnation, the physical aspect of it is Mary Magdalene, who was considered this prostitute, right?
Very interesting perspective. I have never considered that, but then I have never considered the Greek goddess Venus anything to do with Mary in the Christian religion at all. I mean, just completely different vibe.
Yeah.
It's interesting to me how different not archetypes, but different structures, right, apply themselves to the same energetic laws around the universe.
Isn't it amazing?
Yeah.
Isn't it amazing? And when you really look at it, it's almost like, who do you want to serve, right? What God do you want to serve, or what goddess do you want to serve, right? So everything has a positive and a negative. Everything has a higher level and a lower level. Are we vibrating at a lower vibration, or are we vibrating at a higher vibration? It's an archetype. It doesn't necessarily mean that that's exactly what's going on. It's just an archetype. It's just, symbology, right? We also have the same kind of symbology, I feel, in my personal opinion, in my experience with astrology. We have the same symbology with Pluto. Pluto could be the lord of the underground, right? Hades or Satan. And then when you transform Pluto and it resurrects, it could be that Christ, right? So it could be, Pluto can be the Satan or the Santa, which we spoke about the last time, right? A little bit. So it's the same kind of thing. These are personas, if you will, that can help you in your evolutionary process. You can say, okay, do I want to be, in the energy of Pluto, and that Hades kind of energy, and the underworld, with all that, that brings into the equation? Or do I want to resurrect? Do I want to, be the Christ consciousness, right? And be a better version of Pluto, which could be related to what you're going through. You're going through all of these dark, let's say, experiences, psychologically, but it is for you to transform and become the Christ consciousness and become the Christ within you. Where you're vibrating at this newer, higher level of evolutionary, alignment for yourself, right? Yeah. So we're all going through it. The planet is going through it. Are we going to remain in this, underground world of, murder and death and all of that ugliness? Or are we going to transform and resurrect into a new earth, into a new world where we're all now one, where we're all vibrating out of Christ consciousness? So Pluto could be the opposite of the Christ, right? And you know, if you want to give these planets a persona, if you want to allow yourself to evolve through these energies, you can look at it that way, and you can look at all of them in that same sense. You know, I'm going to talk about it more, and so that people could understand the energies of these planets, but they're all for transformational purposes. You know, we have a choice whether we're going to stay in the negative side or we're going to evolve to the positive side. You know, so it's our choice. We have free will. And so, but the planets and the energy are there for you to transform yourself in ways that you never thought of before. Again, Saturn is all about, you know, restrictions and order, but restrictions for yourself. Like if you know you shouldn't do something, you shouldn't do it. You know what I mean? It's not restrictions where we want to be limited. It's restrictions where we want to walk the straight path. We want to do what's right. We don't want to cut corners. We don't want to cheat. We don't want to lie. We want to do what's right. We don't want to take power and abuse power. We want to have orderly fashion for all involved. So, you know, all that energy is there for us to transform ourselves. We just need to understand it. In order to understand it, we need to talk about it. Once you understand it, then you have the inner compass to decide for yourself, where do I see myself in the next 5 years? Do I see myself setting myself backwards, or do I see myself moving forward, you know, helping heal this planet, helping, you know, in the evolutionary healing of the planet? You know, do you want to become that goddess, you know, Venus, right? Where you're just extending out your love? Do you want to become the Virgin Mary, where, you know, it's in an immaculate conception, you know, when we connect the physical and the spiritual, and it comes together in this beautiful orgasmic immaculate conception where we're living spirituality, you know, on earth.
There's another mind-blowing concept for me, because I never in a million years connected the immaculate conception of Jesus Christ with an orgasm. Ever.
Yeah. I was going to say,
it's not in my world.
Orgasm.
No.
I think, I never.
No, I'm going to explain it to you, right? So when I'm in this meditative state, when I'm connecting to the divine, and when I feel that deep connection, and I feel that deep love, when I'm in that meditative state, believe me, it's like a spiritual orgasm without the physical sex. You know, it's an amazing feeling.
Okay, Krista.
I have something. It just came to me as she's describing this amazing orgasmic feeling. All right, ladies, this is me just coming off the top of my head. But I think the three of us, and it won't be tonight, but three of us need to have a conversation, and we need to do a group meditation, not just the three of us. We can start with the three of us, but invite others. So we too can have this orgasmic connection.
This is an amazing feeling, really. And it is.
Hold on, let her finish.
I think, seriously. All right, ladies, gentlemen, whoever's watching, y'all want this happen? I want hearts. I want smiley faces. I want hell yes. I want it all. I don't care if it's a replay. I don't care if it's a now. And then we three ladies, I don't know. I'm just getting tinglies on this one. You know what I'm saying? I think we need to do it, but that's just me.
I agree with you, because we all need to feel this spiritual orgasmic, you know, we need to feel it. I felt it in the past, and believe me, it's something out of this world. It's really out of this world. The feeling of that, you know, showering of love and connection. It doesn't stay for long. But when you're in it, it's just, it's undescribable. The only way I could describe it is like an organic, you know, orgasm is the only way I can say it.
Please identify yourself, whoever just said that.
I love it.
Yes.
you
That's
go.
the winning comment right there.
I like
Well,
that.
I mean, I just wanted you guys to look at it from a whole different level, from a whole different perspective, and,
Oh,
and
yeah.
expand your minds to it. I think it's a beautiful concept. For me, it really is the Immaculate Conception, bringing heaven on earth and living it, and not just it's like walking your talk when you bring down that energy and you live it and spread it.
Mhm.
It's an amazing thing.
So to speak.
Yeah. Well,
We need to do that meditation.
Underwear.
I'm like, I know. We need some underwear.
I think Damaris is
orgasms and
comfortable now.
sweating. I'm like,
I am.
wow.
Definitely, I've been through the experience. I've been through the experience. So, I can speak from experience.
There you go.
And I love it. And actually, I understand precisely what you're saying. I've had similar experiences in my meditations and in group meditations with people. And it's very euphoric. You just feel like you are just walking on air, walking in a cloud, yet you feel very grounded and very connected all at the same time. So no, I totally get it. But I think that the way you're describing it, I'm like going, oh yeah, we need to do this because
we need to do it. We need to do it.
Yeah. We'll do a special thing.
Have this experience.
Something special. Yeah, we'll come up with something special. The three of us will kibitz. We'll
Sounds
share
great.
with everybody because I'm really like feeling this vibe. I think this would be awesome.
Hell yeah.
And we're getting
Hell
lots
yeah.
of awesome, exciting
Meditation point somebody wrote, right?
Yeah, I like it.
That's
Tanya.
it. That's the name.
Tanya. I think I don't know Tanya.
Oh, Tanya, my friend, definitely. We that's the name.
Okay, good. I like it. I love the
awesome.
meditation porn. It works for me. But yeah,
All right.
no. Yes, ma'am. I know
It's about time we got to go to your segment, Miss Krista. So we'll just do this little interlude and you can pick it up from there.
All right. I am so stoked. Today is all about rose quartz. And okay.
There goes Venus.
Oh,
Hey,
yes.
Nobody said we have to have partners for meditation porn. This is all about self-love.
That's right.
And rose quartz is this. So the stone, and I really wish I had taken a photo earlier because it would make this so much funnier. However, y'all are going to love this. So this is the rose quartz I picked.
Of course. Yes,
you can't make this up. You can't make this up.
So
I can't even.
This is brilliant. Isn't this awesome? I love it. So this particular rose quartz belonged in a water bottle until the water bottle gasket broke.
Oh my God.
And it was kind of funny because I love it. I know we're all excited. Ladies, let's get our brains. So far, it's only ladies that I'm seeing on the chats. Oh my gosh. So let's get our brains back here. I know.
Okay.
I get it. We are all croning. I get that. I understand completely. All right. So here's the dying. I love this. I have one dying here. I know. Seriously, we are. Can't make this shit up. All right. So the rose quartz, it is for me, when I was thinking about it, it was Sunday and I was going to post something, but Sunday we discovered that we had flooding that was affecting us personally. Now I say flooding and you're probably thinking, feet deep in water. It wasn't feet deep in water. It was just an inconvenience kind of flooding because we have a storage unit that's here. It's in a bunker, and our storage unit, our outside wall, is part of the hill. So anybody who understands anything about engineering and water and dirt and concrete, when you put the concrete in a bunker against the hill that's all dirt, when it rains, the water's still going to have to go somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it just so happened that it went into our storage shed. It's all good. It created an inconvenience. And I thought to myself the entire day, I'm like going, rose quartz is the stone of compassion. It's the stone of friends. It's the stone of love. I am being loving. I'm being forgiving of the rain and the inconvenience that it is causing me, when you're in the middle of, and then of course, the entire time I'm also saying, wait a minute, let's get really for real, Krista. This is only seriously first world minor problem by comparison to some of your neighbors.
Yeah.
Right. However, this particular stone, my rose quartz point on here. Yes, it is an obelisk actually, and it's beautiful. I love it. Actually, very, very, very lovely stone. Was the first stone I saw, and I was, really, I don't want to say I was meditating with it. It was more like I was focusing, I was looking at it and I was using it as like my touchstone because I didn't want to freak out over something that didn't need to be freaked out over from my perspective. I knew that that's not where I needed to go. So I said, it is really awesome. And then I started reading on my news threads, not in Facebook, but on my news threads, a couple of astrology things, a couple of NASA things came up, which touches on like solar flares. Again, we had more solar flares. Yeah. And then of course, some astrology items and numerology things. And the overwhelming consensus of everything I got for this upcoming week was, of course, being compassionate to ourselves and being forgiving of those small things. The energy is going to be pretty heightened. And I was thinking in the back of my head, I kept hearing Damaris saying about Neptune. Is it Neptune? Being the expansion, right? That's where we expand.
No coincidence about the flooding, though.
Yeah,
not at all.
No coincidence.
Water, right?
Neptune is the king of the sea.
I'm like,
we've got a huge expansion of water worldwide.
Oh yeah, globally, a lot of places.
Yeah.
And so I'm
thinking too, I think.
And collectively. And then I'm reading about people and their emotions. And their emotions, like, right, a really hot button topic is, of course, vaccinations right now. And that's globally. Whether you're pro-vaccination, whether you're anti-vaccination, whether you're just in the midst of waiting for vaccination, whether it's more a case of who knows what's happening with vaccination, right? It just, it's a hot button topic.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where you stand on the topic.
Yeah.
And one of the things I'm seeing, especially, and I will generalize to the United States because I see it being more of a vocalized situation there, and it's a this or it's a that situation. And when I find that we get into these this or that situations, and it doesn't matter if it's chocolate or vanilla. You can put whatever two topics in a this and a that situation. And if it is becoming polarizing, y'all need to step back. And that includes me. That isn't just a you thing. That isn't just a me thing. That's an everybody thing. Yeah. So I'm going to use a real Southern thing. All y'all.
All y'all.
I agree.
All y'all. I'm going to use the y'all so many times because it's everybody. I forget how it all actually goes. I had during one of my fitness classes I was teaching, they were trying to educate me on that, but I don't know if I ever got it right. But they were compassionate with my probably density of being able to get it. But the bottom line is that we all need to step back. Every person, when you're feeling like that, those pressure button, those hot button topics, whatever it may be, like I said, it could be vanilla, it could be chocolate. I don't care what it might be. The sky is blue, the sky is turquoise. Who really gives a rat's ass? Just step back and actually take a breath and ask yourself, who really does give a rat's ass? Does it matter if that person sees it as sky blue pink or that you see it as, turquoise, Caribbean turquoise? It doesn't really matter because your perspective is going to be different. So ultimately, rose quartz, and I think that's why I picked the obelisk or the tower or the point, however you want to refer to this. Lovely. And it's not masculine, by the way, because it's not clear. Just saying. That's a whole
beautiful
topic. It is a beautiful one.
Masculine is not required.
What?
Masculine is not required. All right. So in any case, so this lovely just was jumping out and reminding me that we do need forgiveness.
Popped up.
Oh God, that would have been good though. That'd have been well timed. But no, this was just saying to me that we really do need to pause and be forgiving of ourselves and our judgments, of ourselves and our quick snaps into wanting to vocalize something, whether it's in person, whether it's in social media. Sometimes I always remember my grandfather and my grandmother. I loved my grandparents. They were awesome. These are my mom and dad, my mom's parents. And they would say frequently, if you have nothing nice to say, then say nothing at all. And I know that those might be old words to many people, but those are words that actually are really, that are full of much wisdom. Because frequently we get diarrhea of the mouth. Hello, my name is Krista, and I'm really guilty of it.
No, not you.
Not me. I'm not always, this demure wallflower.
Aloof.
And aloof. Yeah, words people don't use to describe me. I got it. But but sometimes we just really need to just stop and put forgiveness, put a pause. I saw a wonderful Facebook post about the practice of pause. And the practice of pause is really valuable. And rose quartz, what helps us to remember that in that pause, in that moment, take a breath. Ask yourself, are you reacting? Are you reacting in a way that's beneficial? Should you react in a way of forgiveness of yourself, as well as whatever it might be for the person as well? Or are you reacting in a place that it's so much part of ego because you have to be in that I must have the last word state? Stop, just pause.
Yeah.
There is so much power in a pause.
Yeah. I also think that it's based off of fear, which on whichever side, right? It's based off of fear. And then fear is the opposite of love. So when we're in that space, we have to remember that we're vibrating in fear and then switch it up to the vibration of love. And then that should all, be neutralized.
Yeah. It is. And I think oftentimes it's really hard for people, especially people who are not as committed to being self-aware as the crone type community or the light worker community, that we're actively looking at, okay, what's going on here, right?
True.
They don't see that their behavior is based in fear. They reject the idea that it should be labeled that way because I'm not afraid of anything. I'm in my power. I'm telling them the way it should be. I'm not afraid of them, right? But they just don't open up the trap door and look down inside and go, oh, well, here's where the fear is. If your opinion is different than mine and mine's not right, I'm not okay. I thought I was right. And I can't. No. I'm afraid of being wrong. What happens if I'm wrong? Oh my God, my entire world is a farce.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that, but there you go. There
you go. and you can look at it again as the Mars and Venus, push and pull kind
It's
of
push and pull,
situation we're having, where Mars has all to do with that negative energy sometimes with the war and fear, and then Venus is the love, right? And again, when you look at the numerology of the two, Mars vibrates to the 9, Venus to the 6. 9 plus 6 is 15. It ends up a 6.
Yeah.
We have to keep vibrating at that love level, and this is what these planets are allowing us to transform ourselves right now. And again, those in the Crone community can do that, and then show others that are open to do the same. Some are not open, and we just got to keep walking away from them, and just help those that are ready and open.
And when those aren't, and when they aren't ready, here's one of my big things is do bring in that energy of rose quartz. Okay, we can bring in this energy of rose quartz.
Or just go tell them to sit on one of those.
That's a little bit different. But no, where I was going to go with it is when, because, ladies, I'm really trying to keep this PG. Holy snapdragon.
Just roll with it.
I do. I roll with it. It's all good. So no, when we do run into those people that are still stuck in being right, you know, that's where that's kind of that energy is that they have to be right energy. I just wrap them in a pink quartz bubble, rose quartz bubble. That was a mosquito. That was very big. Sorry. And I just wrap them in a big quartz bubble and I put it around them. I smile. I wish them well. And I just go, I send them an abundance amount of love in order for them to move on with their journey. Because my journey is not going to be their journey. And it's not going to be your journey, Damaris, or your journey, Gail. And I did it backwards, Damaris.
That's okay.
There we go. But, or anybody else's, and it's their journey. And as I always tell my clients when they come and work with me or my students, it's like, I'm going to walk with you as far as you want me to walk with you.
Yeah.
Beyond that, it's all up to you.
Sometimes we get stuck because we love somebody and we want them to wake up or, and so we try and we feed them stuff, but they're not ready. We just have to let them go at their pace.
And we need to remember too, that even when we started on our own path of self-discovery and self-awareness, people said stuff to us multiple times before it took.
That's right.
And even when you're reading your own stuff, books that you like to read, you've reread the same concept 7 or 8 times before it's like, oh, the light's gone on. Yeah. Oh, and it's just, you get it when you get it.
That's right.
Yeah.
They say when the student is ready, the teacher appears, and that teacher could be a book, a song, a person, or spiritual being. It could be anybody, anything.
But in the meantime, don't stop being the notice that school is available.
That's right. That's right. The lights are flashing.
Yeah.
The beacons are out there. Just follow the one that resonates most with you.
Right.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All righty, ladies.
It's your turn, madam.
A little bit further now. And man, honestly, this could not have been any more perfect this week. Loving the wounded among us.
Yes.
Right. Here's the thing. We're all wounded. We're all wounded. On any given day, we've made miraculous progress, right? And on any given 15 minutes, we can still show our ass. We can still make that bad decision. and then clean it up, you know, or, you know,
Yep.
you could still make a bad decision and run from it, you know? But here's what's so important about right now, right? With all of these planets in retrograde, with all of this huge transformation that's going on for everyone around the planet individually in their own unique way, right? The most powerful thing that we can do is to recognize the godness in others that is also in ourselves. And no, I know you're doing the best you can, even though what you said or you did is fucked up and it hurt. You know, loving the wounded. And whether that's saying that to somebody else or saying that exact same thing to yourself, right? Having a little space for humanity in each of us, not necessarily like as the group whole, right? But the human beingness of each of us that is designed to learn from failure, not necessarily success. And the more that we do fail, as petty and uncomfortable and dirty and messy as it can be, the more we're able to take that next step up the staircase to being better, to being more healed. And when there comes those times when that step is really freaking big and you go a little bit off balance and maybe take a step back to right yourself, know that your body is protecting you with its sense of balance. You know, there's nothing wrong with you. You're reacting to an abnormal situation completely normally. You know, if it was a normal situation, it would look different. But you're reacting normally to an abnormal situation, a wound that has happened and is in the process of healing. And guess what? So are they. So are they. So bring the energy of rose quartz into the week. Bring the energy of the wounded healer healing, of Venus loving. Choose your path on where you want to go. What archetype, as an example for living, do you want to choose to be more like? And then take actions in that direction, right? And by all means, you should be carrying some freaking pink quartz, rose quartz with you at all times. Right.
Oh, yeah.
You know, if for no other reason than to just mentally remind yourself to give yourself space to be human, to learn from being wounded, and to love yourself. And that's it for us for this week.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
So, final thoughts, ladies. We got like 2 minutes before we
you go first.
Everything up.
I was going to say my final thought is, hey, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm hoping we're going to have gentlemen later, so I'll just put it out there. Make sure that you share, comment, and like, whether it's Three Crones in the Woo Woo group page or our Facebook page, our YouTube page, whatever it may be, and start commenting, because we have, well, we being me and taking stuff and making magic.
Yes,
because our ebook is almost done. It's almost done. I'm so excited. Yes, it is. I'm almost done. I was working on it today, and so I was very excited about that. So it will be. If all goes well and no more flooding, I'll get it done.
So, what is that old phrase? God willing and the creeks don't rise.
There you go. God willing the creeks don't rise. There you go. I'll tell you, that's the truth. But I've been working on really trying to do my side of finishing up a bunch of stuff that the three of us have been working on, so that we can just move forward and get it out to everybody. And yeah, it's looking much different than it was looking when I first started it.
That's awesome.
And
Can't
I'm
wait.
really
I can't wait to
excited.
So
see it.
much for the
Can't
effort
wait.
that you're putting into it.
I'm really excited for it. So yeah,
So
that's what
my-
I'm doing.
My last thoughts are that meditation porn thing we're gonna do. I can't wait to do it. I think it was a great idea, Krista, and I think we definitely should do it. Everybody should have a spiritual orgasm.
I think so too. I love
I'm
that
in.
idea. Spiritual
I'm
orgasms
in.
all
Excellent.
around.
There you go. All right, let me take a couple of moments to say thank you to our sponsors. Oh, I grabbed the wrong one. That's our end. Okay, here we go. So, thank you to our sponsors and contributors. Of course, Krista Ducharme with Dimensional Healing with Krista on Facebook. Ask the Genie with Damaris Samolinsky, local in New York, and also Creative Command Coaching and Consulting with Gail Nicholson. Thank you all for joining us very, very, very much. We've had a lot of fun with you this week. And if you would like to like, comment, share, respond, send it to your friends, invite friends to the group, please do so, because the like, commenting, and sharing will get you into next week's drawing, for which I will be doing a tarot reading, 30-minute tarot reading for whatever question you have upcoming in your life. And I'm looking forward to that. So that's the entry. Like, comment, and share. Reach out. Of course, if you'd just like to book an appointment, you can do that as well. Go into just slide into my DMs and I'll send you the scheduling link. Thank you again, ladies, for everything this week. You guys are my high point of the week. Thank you so, so very much. And everybody have a great rest of your week.